Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of the Power of series, The Power of Being Cringe. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, ew, being cringe? How can that be powerful? Well, let me explain. Cringe, quote unquote, is anything, usually an action, that is considered uncomfortably awkward or embarrassing. Society typically considers, quote unquote, cringy things to be unattractive because of certain associations with that thing. As an example, some people might consider it cringy that I started and run a YouTube channel because they associate being a YouTuber with being a shallow, attention-seeking poser, and that's gross and unattractive. Additionally, people might consider it cringy to dress a certain way because of undesirable stereotypes associated with that fashion style. So, how can being cringe be powerful? The willingness to be, quote-unquote, cringy is an act of rebellion. It is taking a social construct that people created to shame others and saying, I don't care what you think. When you are willing to be perceived as unattractive or undesirable by others because of who you are, what you look like, or what you do, you take away their power over you. You take away the power of the concept of cringe. Because, like all social constructs, the concept of cringe only has as much power as we collectively give it. If we were all to wake up tomorrow morning and decide that cringe didn't matter anymore, people would be unapologetically themselves, loving who and what they love, without fear of social repercussions. And I honestly think that would be a beautiful world to live in. There wouldn't be undeserved stigma. People would be free to just be themselves without fear. And just to be clear, I'm not saying that the world would just turn into the purge and murder would suddenly be okay, but I am saying that people just existing as themselves wouldn't be criminalized or socially unacceptable. Everybody deserves to live without fear of undue judgment from others, or others trying to stop them from living their lives, assuming, of course, that harming others in any way is not a regular part of their daily lives. Ultimately, I believe that cringe is a harmful concept. It is needless social stigma that makes people feel embarrassed for being themselves, and that's both horrible and absurd. So, being willing to be perceived as quote-unquote cringe is the ultimate way to combat it. It frees you from the burden of fearing social judgment, and in showing others the way to freedom, to put it aptly, if a little melodramatically, you can help liberate others from that fear as well. That said, join me in my little social rebellion. Let's be unapologetically ourselves and end the concept of cringe. Apologies for how many times I've said that word throughout this episode. Thank you so much for joining me on episode 1 of The Power of series. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to like and comment on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.